here we go in St. Louis. 20 minutes up on the board, and Valpo is on the attack. And there's Preston Rediger, a walk-on to the program, running the offense for the Beacons.
Evansville's going to show you some different looks defensively. They'll start man-to-man. They'll play some zone. They'll play some matchup zone, which is actually what they have morphed into right now.
Taylor going low. And a spin to the baseline, and it just would not go down. Kithier couldn't get the score. The senior from Macomb, Michigan, who played at Michigan State before coming to the Valparaiso program. Givens on the outside, plays Beauchamp, number 13 in the lineup. And here's Givens taking the shot for three, and that's an air ball. And here come the Beacons. 35 is Kobe King, who played at Wisconsin before Valpo. And as King was moving to the right of the lane, he's fouled, and Kelly Self will call the foul. Frederick King. And there's Todd Licklider in his third year. He took over the program and has gone 15-52. His 15th year as a head coach. He had a good run at Butler. And we have another whistle. And there is Matt Lotic, his 6th year at Valpo. Played at Stanford, out of New Trier, Illinois High School. The Chicago Tribune Athlete of the Year in 2000. And he's 96-95 with his program.
And John, I got to say one thing at the outset about Matt Lotic. In their last home game, or excuse me, last game of the season, they played Bradley. Jashawn Henry, who was Bradley's star, had been out with a concussion. And Lotic agreed with Brian Wardle when Jashawn Henry entered the game, they would foul him, even though he technically wasn't cleared to play. But two coaches gave an opportunity for a senior to celebrate senior day, even though he was hurt. Doesn't happen in other conferences around the country.
Oh, King had the good shot close in, but couldn't get the bounce. Then back the other way, Blaise Beauchamp for the Aces, and they couldn't convert on the other end, running the floor. Evan Kuhlman couldn't score. Kithier to the corner, and a shot for three goes down.
Well, on the freshman walk-on, Riedinger is supposed to be nervous.
And we're looking at a 5-0 Valpo lead. There's the touch inside, and a nice hook shot by Blake Sisley.
Sisley, one of those freshmen you talked about, who has really improved over the course of the year. Nice job of taking his time in the post area.
Valparaiso on the attack. Riedinger on the outside. He's met by Beauchamp. Number 12 is Kevion Taylor. There's an open look for King. Kobe King. He's a 34% shooter behind the arc, and he canned a three-ball there, giving Valpo an 8-2 lead. From the outside, nice touch, and Frederick King scores.
John, keep an eye on the two seniors for Evansville, Kuhlman and Frederick King. They didn't have a very good year shooting the basketball this year, but they are both capable shooters looking for a little redemption in Arch Madness.
King on the wing, inside. Here is Kithier scoring. Thomas Kithier.
This Valparaiso team much different with Kithier on the floor.
With Kithier, Cricky, King, Taylor on the outside. And Riedinger is playing with more and more confidence every game in his freshman year after walking on at the program. Beauchamp pulls up. Beauchamp averaging 8 points a game. Over the last 7 games, he's averaging 14-4 a game. That's his first field goal. That's a 10-7 lead. Valparaiso with the lead on the ball. A shot for three, and he drops in his second one. Preston Riedinger. 6 in the first half for the freshman from Wisconsin. Givens on the outside. Has yet to score. The lob inside and the volley. That ends up in the hands of Thomas Kithier. Reedinger open again, and that's his third.
Go-ahead basket at the end. They could give UNI some trouble.
Reedinger has 9 points. Playing defense now, number 2 for Valpo. He had only 3 points in one of the 2 meetings against Evansville this season. And loose ball saved there by Sisley. Number 3 is Juwan Howard. He missed the last 8 games. Howard with the spin, or Newton I should say, and he missed the shot. Juwan Newton didn't play at Valpo on the 21st, missed the last 8 games, but he's in there off the bench. Reedinger. Edwards from the outside. And Sheldon with the miss on the 3 ball. Here's King though. As Valpo keeps the ball alive with a lead of 16-7. And a wide open look, but that's short. The miss by Kobe King. Let's see what Evansville can do this trip down the floor with Beauchamp bringing the ball into the front court. Coolman, number 10.
Kobe King had hit a 3 a couple of possessions ago. Hasn't touched it the last 2 times down the floor. Gotta get the senior a touch.
Here's Beauchamp. Beauchamp and Sisley on the outside. Beauchamp with the miss. Back the other way. Spinning into the front court. What a move, and the basket goes for Edwards.
Sheldon Edwards is instant offense off the bench for Valparaiso.
He's the captain of the Missouri Valley all-bench team that was released this week. And a member of the MVC Most Improved team. Beauchamp looking for Sisley, who's covered well by Reedinger inside. Sisley picked up and couldn't score off the glass. He was guarded by Edwards.
Another 1 and done. Valparaiso doing an excellent job on the glass.
And that's a foul that will send Reedinger to the free throw line for 3 shots as Beauchamp commits his first foul. Let's go back to that good move inside by Sheldon Edwards.
Sheldon Edwards, who scores most of his points at the 3-point line, does an excellent job putting it on the floor. The crossover, he gets the defender in Newton leaning one way, spins back. Nice finish by Sheldon Edwards. But how about Reedinger? I mean, he's 10 of 39.
As a coach, I have to ask you this. How did you feel when that foul was committed?
Oh my God. You had to remind me of that. I had put that out of my head. I hate fouling a 3-point shooter, any shooter for that matter, but that's the impact he's had early in this game. He's 10 of 39 from the 3-point line in the regular season. He's 3 of 3 here this evening, and because of that, they rush out at him and foul him on a 3-point shot.
And he has scored 12 first half points.
March does make heroes out of unlikely players sometimes.
And Reedinger, a walk-on, has started 12 of his 18 games with Valpo. Here's Givens giving the step inside. Phillips in the game now off the bench. And we have a foul on Reedinger.
Evansville did a nice job of spacing the floor, giving Givens that driving lane. Reedinger had no other choice but to foul.
And seemed to move very well without the ball. Phillips out high. Here's Givens. Looking for Coolman, who takes the pass and scores. He had the position. Evan Coolman with his first field goal. He averages 6.7 points a game for the Aces.
Full court pressure, 2-2-1, just to try and get Valparaiso out of their rhythm.
With the ball fake and a loose ball, it's out of bounds. 16 on the shot clock for Valpo. Here's a position I talked about for Evan Coolman.
Coolman does a nice job of driving the defender up the foul lane, creating some space for an easy pass.
He got the step inside Aaron Gordon and scored the field goal. And on the other end for Valpo, Sheldon Edwards. Reading her on the outside, looking for Taylor. Taylor got the step inside, but couldn't convert. Kithier going for the rebound.
And the shot clock went off, John, but it clearly hit the rim before the shot clock went off. So they should call that an inadvertent whistle. And since Valparaiso had possession of the ball, they should retain it.
And that's what will happen. 19 up on the shot clock right now. And Valpo will inbound with a lead of 21-9 over Evansville in the first half. Edwards with the lead pass. Rediger inside and converting, number 12, Kevion Taylor. He has 4 in the first half. 23-9 Valpo. With Valparaiso trying to win for the 3rd time this season against Evansville. Coolman out high. Givens, 12 on the shot clock. Now Phillips. Frederking scores. Phillips with the handoff, and Frederking with his 2nd field goal. He has 5.
Different look to that Evansville offense that time. There's an inside handoff.
Now Valpo spreading the floor. Kithier out high. Here's Taylor, a long 3, and that's off. Up big and strong, Shamar Givens, who averages 4 rebounds a game. The behind the back flip. Coolman looking right of the lane for Phillips. Coolman thought about the 3. Coolman with the ball fake. He'll take the shot and score it. He had one thing in mind: field goal.
Evansville just kind of picking away. They're keeping the pace where they would like it. They're not allowing Valparaiso to get out and run.
Edwards on the outside. And Sheldon Edwards Jr. Taylor now with the ball. Edwards with the step back. A 3 ball.
The microwave of the Missouri Valley.
Phillips wide open 3, and that's too strong. Edwards into the front court for Taylor. Taylor accelerates and is blocked inside by Phillips. Givens, the lead pass.
And you think about what Kobe King did. He sat out for 18 months, came back, then sat out the first 9 games of the season, but still made such an impact that he made the all-newcomer team.
Aaron Gordon, 60-year player out of Indianapolis, played at Seton Hall before coming to Valparaiso. He's guarded by Juwan Newton. And we have a foul that will send the ball the other way. Offensive foul.
Moving screen by Woodyard.
Woodyard with his first foul. Second team foul on Valpo in the first half. Number 5, Shamar Givens in the front court. And we had a kickball. 9:28 until halftime. Number 10 is Evan Coolman back in the game. And over to the bench, Preston Phillips. 21 on the shot clock. Givens with the ball, and he'll bring it round to the free throw line. Sisley, freshman, back in. Coolman. Here's Coolman into the lane, off the glass, and back the other way for Valparaiso. A dunk, but Ben Cricky running the floor for Valparaiso to a 28-13 lead. With Rich Savosic, I'm John Rooney. We're at Arch Madness in St. Louis. Our second game of the night as Illinois State advanced to play tomorrow with a victory over Indiana State in the opening game tonight. Evansville with the ball. Sisley in a double team, splits that and scores. That's Blake Sisley, and he has 4 first-half points. Woodyard providing some help. King around Aaron Gordon. Ben Cricky with the left hand, and he ran into Blake Sisley. Traveling is a call.
Terrific job by Sisley, just walling up on the defensive end, but an even better job on the offensive end. He's got the height advantage on King. Takes his time. He understands it's not about him being quicker, it's about him being bigger. And doing an outstanding job of keeping the ball up, finishing the play.
Now the Aces have the ball. Beauchamp on the weave. Shamar Givens, he has some room, draws contact, and will go to the line. Cricky with his first foul put him there. That's the 3rd foul on Valparaiso in the first half.
Cricky got caught on the switch. Givens understanding that instead of settling for a jump shot, attacking the rim using his quickness.
Short on the first one. 1,009 career points scored for Shamar Givens out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. His second shot is in play at 8:07 to go in the first half. And he's on the scoreboard.
Givens, one of those guys that we've watched for 4 years, just get better and better each and every year.
Coming into this game, averaging 13.8 a game. Way outside, Sheldon Edwards. 7 on the shot clock, and a dunk for Cricky. Edwards gets the assist. Ben Cricky has 4 in the first half. Evansville trailing 30-16. Coolman at the high post. Here's Givens. That one counts. 4 in the first half for Shamar.
John, once again, Cricky got caught on the switch. Givens taking advantage.
Aaron Gordon. Givens is staying with him. Cricky from the point. He has the size advantage against Blaise Beauchamp. Cross court, Edwards. 8 for Edwards in the first half. 2 3-point field goals.
Cricky knew the defender was coming from somewhere. Terrific job of reading, hitting Edwards cross court.
Coolman high arcing, and he makes the shot for 2. Coolman has 6 in the first half. Waiting for a little help, Aaron Gordon. Cricky provides that. Gordon, line drive and no good for Evan Coolman in purple for Evansville. Evansville at 6 and 23, 2 and 16 in the conference. Givens going to the corner. Beauchamp, and he got the roll. Beauchamp, 37% behind the arc.
You got to credit this Evansville team. If you watch this game, you have no idea what the score is. They play with a confident demeanor, whether they're up or down. Just keep pecking away at it.
Kobe King counted. He had the open space and took advantage of it. 2 3-point field goals for King in the first half.
And that's one of those. Matt Alodic is saying, no, no, no. You got Cricky on a disadvantage in the post. Good shot. Good shot.
Coolman looking in on Woodyard. Around to Beauchamp. Beauchamp with Edwards. Free throw line after the break. Number 13, Blaise Beauchamp, a sophomore from Minnetonka, Minnesota.
So, John, if you're Todd Licklider in that last timeout, you're telling your team one thing. Hey, they've made 7 threes, 7 of 10. They only average 7.2 threes a game. They're not going to make enough threes to beat you. make sure you keep them on the perimeter and keep working on the offensive end. Evansville's played a clean game offensively, only 2 turnovers. Just got to tighten it up a little bit defensively.
Number 0 is Thomas Kithier. Reedinger. And Taylor inside for Kithier.
Keep an eye on Kithier. He went to the bench. See if he tightens up. Absolutely does it on that possession.
He has 4. And the lead goes to 38-26 Valparaiso.
Sometimes you worry about a guy who's got a bad back. He goes to the bench, kind of cools down, but didn't seem to affect Kithier on that possession.
Kuhlman short with that one as he was fading away with the shot. And here comes Kobe King for Valparaiso. The Beacons with the ball and a lead of 38-26. And a foul will send the ball the other way.
This is what Valparaiso has missed the majority of the year. A second post presence besides Cricky. Kithier, when he is healthy, he gives Valparaiso that look they used to have when Homer Drew was the head coach, where you had 2 post guys, 6'8" to 6'10", where you control the glass and you control the paint. Kithier gives them that.
The foul by Kobe King gives the ball back to Evansville. 38-26 Valparaiso. Phillips back in the lineup now for the Purple Aces. And Kuhlman on top. Beauchamp in the first half has scored 7. Phillips inside for Kuhlman. Moving in on Reedinger and the fadeaway. He didn't have enough on that shot. Reedinger break against Southern Illinois to cap off tomorrow night. UNI under Coach of the Year Ben Jacobson will play Illinois State at noon, followed by Loyola and Bradley at 2:30. We have some great matchups tomorrow here at Arch Madness.
Loyola Bradley is going to be a heck of a game, and Drake, Southern Illinois, separated by 2 points in their 2 previous contests. It's going to be a rock fight.
And those are the games that you and I have tomorrow. With 2 on the shot clock, off the glass and off the rim, and down to Kevion Taylor of Valparaiso, to the freshman point guard Preston Reedinger. King with the lob for Kithier. Kithier working on Phillips. Kithier blocked. Phillips stayed with him nicely. Nice job for the freshman out of Elkhart, Indiana. Newton couldn't get the roll, but gets the ball back, and he's fouled. Jawan Newton will go to the free throw line. Let's take a look at Preston Phillips again.
The freshman from Elkhart, Indiana. Kithier was calling for the ball at the beginning of the possession. Didn't know what he was going to get with Phillips. Phillips, that lefty, able to stick up that long arm, block the shot. You know, that's what this Evansville team does. They take the emotion out of the game. They don't give you run-outs. They don't give you easy shots. And when you take the emotion out of the game, it sometimes decreases your intensity on the defensive end, and all of a sudden they get right back in it.
So Newton goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And we're inside 3 minutes left in the first half. Kobe King moving right, left, back to his right, and scores. He has 8 in the first half. He had 21 points. 9 made field goals against Evansville February 19th. Then 12 points, 10 rebounds against the Aces February 21st. 8 points for King tonight. Here's Gibbons. Newton with the stutter step, and he just let it fly. That was an air ball. And here's Sheldon Edwards.
And Newton is down. He may have re-injured. Hopefully he's all right. Trainer's going to take him into the locker room for halftime.
In the meantime, Gibbons with the ball inside 2 minutes to go in the first half. Gibbons in heavy traffic. Kuhlman for Frederking. Frederking dropped that one in nicely, didn't he?
Coming off that down screen, you get your feet set. Frederking is as good a shooter as there is in this league.
Frederking with 8 in the first half. Beauchamp has 7. 6 for Kuhlman, 4 for Gibbons, and 4 for Sisley for Evansville. The spin move and a foul with King going to the basket. Stay tuned for our halftime report, sponsored by State Farm Insurance, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. For surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And you see the menu that Scott Warman will bring you our State Farm halftime report. That rims out for King. Second foul on King put King on the line. Looking for his 9th point here in play with 1:20 to go until the intermission. That one's good. All net. King averages 14-2 a game. Evansville with the ball. Coming down to a minute left. King short this time. Number 10 is Aaron Gordon. Edwards Jr. to the front court. And Thomas Kithier. Here's Gordon after the handoff. Lots of time on the shot clock with 15. Now down to 10. Taylor's in the lane. He's in the basket. 6 for Kevion Taylor.
Kithier did a good job, or excuse me, Givens did a good job on Kithier. Forced him to throw it out, but the second time, it's a little bit too small in the post.
4th time this season, the Valpo scored 40 or more points in the first half, with the Beacons winning the other 3 times. About 5 seconds difference. Game clock, shot clock. Beauchamp off the back iron. King. He has 10. And there's the half-court shot.
Evan Coleman, but the freshman for Valparaiso, Preston Riedinger, 12 points on 3 of 3 from the 3-point line. Let's see if they can keep up their hot shooting.
Juwan Newton went out with 2:06 to go in the first half, favoring the sore knee that kept him out for 8 games coming into Arch Madness. Coleman stopping the dribble. There's King. Coleman open for just a moment. Inside for Blake Sisley. Sisley with the bump and the hook. Give him 6.
Just how the game started on offense. Sisley with a post jump hook. You get your score, now you got to get your stop.
Driving all the way in and a miss for Kithier. And here come the aces. Beauchamp into the front court with a stutter step move to the corner. Coleman high arcing. Count it! He has 9. That's his first 3-pointer.
And if you let Evansville hang around, they are capable enough from the 3-point line to beat you in the end.
Cricky and Riedinger on the outside. Riedinger hit 3 fast 3-point field goals in the first half. And he had 3 from the free throw line for 12 points. Taylor moving to the baseline. All the way in. He's going to put that up and lost the handle on it. And that's a shot clock violation. A lot of contact, but no whistles inside.
Start the half by pushing the defense back on their heels. Go inside to your post guy. Sisley with the jump hook. Now that the defense is pushed back, you get an open look from the 3-point line with Evan Coleman.
Coleman guarded by Ben Cricky. And the ball's going to go the other way.
5-second count. Very rare do you see that. But he never dribbled the basketball to alleviate the count.
Evansville turning the ball over, giving the ball back to the Beacons with Riedinger in the front court. And a loose ball. Givens, good hands. Spinning. Scoring. The steal and the basket for Shamar Givens. He has 6. That's 43-39 after Valpo had a 43-32 halftime lead. See what Kevion Taylor can do. King in the first half scored 9. He shoots over Sisley. And here's Beauchamp now for Evansville running the floor. Givens. And a foul. Let's go back to the steal and the score for Givens.
Givens jumps to the basketball, beats Taylor there, and a big strong finish.
First foul on Thomas Kithier. The ball inbounded by Freder King from the end line for Evansville.
Evansville has done a solid job of forcing the switch, and Givens being guarded by a taller, slower guy.
Oh, losing the handle on the ball. There's the steal for the Beacons. And it's controlled by Preston Riedinger. Baseline jumper and the bounce. And now Evansville with the ball down 45-39.
Of course, if you're an Evansville fan, you're screaming at me right now because you wanted another foul on Kithier.
Oh, I hear them. Here's Shamar Givens. Lob for Sisley. Sisley going strong and missing. Cricky rebounds for the Beacons. 12 in the first half for Riedinger. Here's Kithier. In on Sisley and a foul. Sisley's first foul for Evansville. The only place to celebrate before or after all Arch Madness action at Enterprise Center is the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village. For all you need to know about the Fan Hangout, download the Arch Madness app right now and you'll have the information.
I love the Fan Hangout.
That should be the Rich Zavosik
I tell you,
Fan Hangout.
We talk about this all the time. This is the longest running neutral court conference tournament next to Big East in Madison Square Garden. It's a family reunion. Come hang out after the game at the Fan Hangout.
And to find out all the information, get the Arch Madness app. Freder King at the point. Evansville trailing 47-39. Freder King is blocked by Kithier, saved by Givens. And palming the ball, turning the ball over. Evansville gives the ball right back to Valpo.
It's a terrific recovery by Kithier. He helps, recovers back to his man, makes the block, and eventually forces the turnover.
That's the fourth turnover for Evansville. Kithier at the point now. Kithier has scored 6 tonight. He's looking for more. Make that 8.
It's a wily senior spinning away from the double team.
And a 10-point lead now for Valparaiso. Givens has scored 6 tonight. Sisley. And he banked it in, even though King altered the shot just a little bit.
Well, get the ATM debit card out. Blake Sisley having a game.
9 for Sisley. He had a season high 18 at Valpo. Riedinger. Watched by Givens. And 2 to go. Second half. Kobe King shooting over Kuhlman and dropping it in nicely. 11 for King.
King just stopping on a dime. Got Kuhlman back on his heels.
Now Givens, who scored 6 in our game tonight. Watched by the freshman Riedinger, and now on the breakaway, a dunk by King.
Starts with defense. Closing out on Freder King, knowing the personnel. Freder King, a 3-point shooter. You got to make him put it on the floor. Terrific job by the Beacons.
Givens all the way around Thomas Kithier. And Givens trying to shovel over to the corner. Beauchamp saves it. 9 on the shot clock. Beauchamp pulling up. 9 for him. Over the last 7 games, he's averaging 14.4 a game.
Beauchamp, another one of those young guys who has gotten consistently better throughout the course of the year.
Sheldon Edwards Jr., number 13 in the game out front. It's Reedinger. There's Edwards Jr. And anticipating the pass. And Bradley will follow at 2:30. Then it's Missouri State against the winner of this game at 6 p.m. And to close out, quarterfinal Friday, Drake against Southern Illinois, playing for the third time. And they've had 2 games decided by a total of 3 points, with Drake winning both so far in regular season play. That's what's ahead. Sisley twisting and turning. And out of bounds going the other way. He had that basket right there in his grasp and got away.
That is what is frustrating for a coach. A well-designed play. Sisley makes a terrific move. The up and under just can't convert.
Sheldon Edwards with a nice catch in the backcourt across the line. And from the baseline, off the back iron to Givens. Taylor missed. Givens to the front court now for the Aces in purple. Sisley wants some revenge and got the crawl.
Credit Shamar Givens, going back to your post player who missed the previous possession.
Taylor out front. Edwards Jr. stepping back, shooting for 3. And there's Noah Frederking, 5th-year senior out of Oakville, Illinois. Sisley handing off for Beauchamp. 53-46 Valparaiso, coming down to 12 minutes left in the second half. Of Beauchamp looking for some space and couldn't score. Edwards on the bounce for Reedinger. A shot for 3 off the back iron. Edwards belongs to Valparaiso. Reedinger taking the pass with Beauchamp watching him. Kevion Taylor is out high. Cricky on the turnaround off the glass.
John Wooden is looking down, smiling at Ben Cricky using the glass. Former UCLA coach preached that all the time, the angle.
Kuhlman looking inside. Frederking guarded at the three-point line. Here's Givens off the glass. 8 for Shamar Givens. He had 20 points. He went 4 for 5 from three-point range against Missouri State. But tonight, Givens has scored 8. 55-48 in favor of Valparaiso. Edwards cut off. Reedinger. Bounce pass low. Great pass and a foul. With Cricky looking for an opener. An opening there and couldn't score.
Shamar Givens just able to get to the rim, finish over a big guy. In a case of knowing personnel, Givens is not necessarily a three-point shooter. He's a driver, close out, give him some cushion, because if you don't, that's what happens.
9 points for Cricky. This one in play at 11:02 to go in the second half. Double digits for Cricky, who averages 14.5 a game for Valparaiso. And a 57-48 lead for the Beacons. Number 0 is Gage Bold. Seeing his first action of the night here in the second half. Kuhlman fouled. And that foul is on Reedinger's third. Into the free throw line, number 10, Evan Kuhlman, 5th-year senior from Liberty Township, Ohio. He had 6.6 rebounds in 36 minutes at Valparaiso on February 21st. He'll shoot 2 here. And that rattles in. MVC fans, the conference has announced single section ticket discount offers for Arch Madness 2022. We have the Family Fun Pack, American Heroes, hooky offers, just to name a few that can be found at archmadness.com. So get your tickets right now. 11 for Kuhlman tonight.
Kuhlman's going to take his Evansville degree. Already has a job at Fifth Third Bank in their management program. And all he's thinking about tonight is, I don't want my career to end just yet.
No, he wants to bank more points. Taylor out high, 10 on the shot clock. Nice save there by Sheldon Edwards Jr. Stepping back, high arcing, and off the back iron. Beauchamp was able to get a hand on it. And Preston Phillips out to Beauchamp into the front court with 10-10 and counting in the second half.
Coach Wickladder trying to buy some time with Givens on the bench.
Gage Boba Jr. Long shot off the rim. Wouldn't go for Blaise Beauchamp. Gordon out high now for Evansville. Taylor gets his hands on the ball. All the way in. Kevion Taylor, his first field goal in the second half. Give him 8 tonight. A 9-point lead for Valpo. Here's Phillips stepping up. Coolman. That spins off for Kobe King of Valparaiso. Taylor out high. 9 minutes to go here in the second half. Edwards.
Cannot give Edwards that much room.
He has 11 now. He had the look. It rattled in his third 3-ball of the game. 62-50 Valparaiso. Coolman high arcing, count it. That's for 2. 13 for Evan Coolman.
Coolman raising his hands, trying to convince the officials that it was a 3.
10-point lead for Valpo. Aaron Gordon. Taylor. And he'll be shooting 2.
Sheldon Edwards is going to space it out, and Bogue just closing out too short. Sheldon Edwards made him pay.
Phillips with the foul, putting Taylor on the line. 9 for Kevion Taylor.
Well, Kevion Taylor over 2,000 points in his career, albeit the majority of them scored at Winona State.
He has a total of 2,030 career points between Winona State and Valparaiso.
Coach Matt Bowen was a head coach in that league at Minnesota Duluth. And when he heard Kevion Taylor wanted to transfer, it's like, hey, you got to give him a call.
Givens.
John, Illinois State and Antonio Reeves has a little similarity to Bradley with Darrell Brown a couple of years ago. Darrell Brown felt he was slighted by not making first team. Antonio Reeves feels the same way.
Or Givens, a 68% shooter, missed 2.
Could that be a chip on his shoulder that leads him to an explosion against UNI tomorrow?
Well, that will get started around noon. A full day of quarterfinal Friday action here at Arch Madness Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Frederick King in for Coolman. Under 8 minutes to go in the second half. Givens with the pivot. Beauchamp playing with 3 fouls. Started by Edwards Jr. Now by Kithier. Beauchamp. As he falls to the floor, the ball goes right back to the Beacons. And the Beacons set it up. Kithier working out high. Edwards. He'll take the shot. Kithier with the putback. He hit the rebound and the follow. He has 10.
Very workmanlike for Valparaiso here this evening. It's interesting. I talked with Coach Loddick before the game and asked him if he mentioned, you know, whether he talked to his team about their 2019 run out of the opening round game all the way to the championship game. He says, no, this team believes they can do it. I don't have to talk about that. All they have to do is get healthy. You can see the impact that Kithier makes on his team. And how about the impact of Frederking?
Noah has 13, three-point field goals tonight. Let's take a look at that again.
Little drive, draw the defense, and then Frederking spacing out, knocking it down with a hand in his face.
Some full court pressure applied now by Evansville, coming down to 6.5 minutes to go in the second half. Thomas Kithier kicking it out. And the pull-up jumper goes for King, who has 15 in this one.
Kobe King has been so good with contested shots all night long.
Member of the Missouri Valley Conference All-Newcomer team, King has scored 15. Here's Sisley with the left hand. He has 13.
Sisley showing you everything in his arsenal.
And against the pressure, Valpo gets the ball across the line inside 6 minutes to go. And a steal. Gibbons will circle out, find Beauchamp, and nobody home on the sideline.
We've seen it a number of times here this evening. Blake Sisley catching it in the post, putting the game in slow motion. Don't be in a hurry. Steps through. Judicious use of his left hand. Terrific job by Blake Sisley.
A 10-point lead for the Beacons and the ball inside 5.5 to go. Our second game at Arch Madness in St. Louis. Outside, and the ball is stuck between the back iron and the glass. And the possession arrow favors the Beacons.
As my friend Neil Harwell would say, he stuck it in a crack.
That he did. 3 3-point field goals right out of the gate tonight for Preston Riedinger, and then he hit 3 free throws when he was fouled shooting a 3-point shot. He has not scored in the second half. But the possession arrow gives the ball to the Beacons. Riedinger with the ball out high. Edwards Jr. past the Cricky pick. King looking for Cricky, finding him. 5 on the shot clock. Taylor shoots with 4 on the shot clock. And the rebound for Sheldon Edwards Jr. Givens is trying to stay with Edwards, who spins and lost the ball. Givens into the front court, all the way in, and can't get the shot down. Cricky with the handoff for Edwards. In the corner, a shot for 3, count it. 18 for Kobe King. That's his third 3-point field goal tonight.
That may have been the dagger in the heart.
Making it a 70-57 advantage. And that shot rims off for Givens. Long pass ahead. Cricky couldn't catch it, out of bounds. And the ball goes to Evansville. 4:13 to go here in the second half.
I love the action between Coach Loddick and Kobe King. Coach Loddick telling him, hey, we don't need that. Don't throw it. And King's like, come on, Coach. He was wide open. That was a tough catch for the big guy, Cricky.
Givens, Sisley, too strong. Edwards Jr. clears it out for Valpo. And Valpo will eat some time up off the clock here with a healthy lead of 70-57 in the second half. Reading her out to Edwards Jr. with 5 on the shot clock. A 3 ball. 14 for Edwards Jr. There's a 4th 3-point field goal.
The perfect offensive possession for Valparaiso. Pull it out, knock down a 3 with 1 second on the shot clock.
And the second half, the ball belongs to the Aces. Noah Frederking to inbound. Givens has scored 8 points tonight. He averages 13-8 a game. And a 3-point attempt by Blake Sisley won't go down. Running the floor, and it's Edwards blocked, and a foul call. And that's on Blake Sisley, his second. Evansville now at 17 fouls. This is a 2-shot foul anyway. Edwards, a 77% shooter. The captain of the Missouri Valley all-bench team.
That man comes from some great bloodlines. His uncle, Kingsley Edwards, was a starter on the back-to-back NCAA team at the University of Central Florida.
16 tonight for Edwards. He averages 11.3 points a game. Very quiet Enterprise Center right now with a 75-57 lead. Valparaiso is looking for its 3rd win this season against the Purple Aces. And a foul call by Kelly Self.
You're right about that, John. It's much quieter than the end of that Indiana State game. There was a lot of Redbird fans who had trekked down from Bloomington to support their team to victory.
And the shot won't go for Givens. Givens gets the ball back, though. Beauchamp from the corner. And that's too strong on the 3-point attempt. Number 10, Aaron Gordon, is there. 5 team fouls for Valparaiso. Evansville has put Valpo in the bonus with 7 fouls. And time running down here, getting close to 2 minutes left in the second half. It's UNI playing Illinois State after high noon tomorrow to get things started. 4 games for you for March Madness. Noah Frederking with the loose ball there off the boards. Coolman from the corner. And that's out of bounds, going the other way as Beauchamp couldn't handle the pass at the baseline.
Coach Todd Licklider getting his 2 seniors a round of applause. Noah Frederking and Evan Coleman. 2 terrific 4-year players for the Purple Aces. Young men who epitomize what the Missouri Valley Conference is all about. The quality student athletes that the 10 schools produce. Soon to be 12.
Joe Hedstrom is in, number 32 for Valpo. Right now, it's number 13, Sheldon Edwards Jr. with the ball. Beauchamp watching him. Inside a minute and a half to go. Edwards off the glass and in. 18 for him tonight. Brock Pappas is coming in for Valparaiso. And 15, Luke Morrill is in out of Lombard, Illinois.
Matt Loddick not calling a timeout to talk to his team. Just wants to get his subs in. Out of respect for Todd Licklider and his team.
That'll rims out. Valpo with the ball. Aaron Gordon in the backcourt, lost it to Givens, who scores. That's 10 for Givens.
Givens is going to battle you right down to the very end.
Inside a minute to go, and Givens with the foul. Aaron Gordon will go to the free throw line. That's 3 on Givens. And it will be a 1-and-1. .5 to go here in the second half. Now Gordon to the line. Gordon shooting 75% from the line. He appeared in 48 games over 2 years at Seton Hall, one starting assignment.
And how about Aaron Gordon, YouTube TV? He is probably, not probably, he is the most social media person, not only at Valparaiso, but perhaps of all the players in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Gordon's 2 points tonight from the free throw line. And it's 77-59 as Gordon goes over to the bench. Beauchamp into the front court along with Phillips. And with Page in the game, number 11. Sisley and Bobe on the outside. This is Sisley. Bobe traveled. Couldn't make up his mind what he wanted to do, pass or to take the shot. Very emotional for the seniors with time running down on their season. Watching on from the Evansville bench.
That was the saddest part about coaching. Was when your last game came as a senior and guys who knew they weren't going to play at the professional level.
Luke Morrill with the basket.
For all those hours, long hours and years of hard work. But Evan Plume and Noah Frederking can walk away from the game knowing that they gave everything they had to try and help Evansville.